Yo,
Hi,
are you quarantining?
are you quarantining? You like my background?
Your background's all right. It's cool. What you got back there? It look like cotton candy.
What about that?
Okay, yeah, I like that a little better. We on the world tip. What's the Northern Lights? Where you at? Where you at right now?
I'm in a universe.
Okay, because we quarantining out here.
Oh,
You know why I called you today, right?
because you like me?
Of course. Besides changing all the backgrounds and going from place to place, we don't really usually do this, and we don't usually like to involve ourselves with things that are controversial and speak to people when things are controversial. I think there's a strong belief that you try to affect those that you can. And a lot of times when people do things on social media and speak on things, it just turns into a back and forth, right? You agree with that?
Hmm. I agree.
But lately, man, this things that are happening on TV, and just like you know, yeah, let's just get it out the way. The shit that happened with George Floyd. Um, we saw this video. Talk about it. How does it make you feel?
Makes me feel sad. Makes me feel happy that we're not living in the U.S.
Why?
Because I'm married to a brown man, so it's scary. I guess over here I don't got to worry about that type of stuff.
Yeah. Like,
Hmm.
what were the first reactions like when you saw it? Like, what was going through your mind? Describe just what was going through your mind.
Um, I was just thinking, not again. Like I feel like every couple months there's always another thing that happens like this, and yeah, so I was just like, damn, not again.
Yeah, for me, seeing this, just like you said, it's something like not again. A couple weeks ago we heard about a dude running. A couple weeks before that, you see people getting beat up. Um, in no way, shape, or form, this is okay. It's sickening. I what you just said. It makes me thankful that I'm not in a place where I feel like something like that could happen. It's it makes me angry. It makes me it makes me just have strong feelings towards people that would make any excuse of why this will be okay. Like, why the hell does this even happen? How does this even happen? You know what I'm saying? Um, as far as the police, what are your feelings? Like, what should happen to them? What should be the justice? We see a lot of like looting. We see we see people having riots. We see and that is causing some people to speak on what is happening. What do you think should happen? What would be your response if you know to this situation?
I had the power.
What happened?
I think if I had the power to, I would just, these people would be,
Not if you had the power to. What should happen? What should happen to those police officers that was there? Not only him that was on the dude's neck, but the police officers that was standing there, the other ones that came there and saw that. Just some guy
I think,
kneeling on somebody
I think they
until
should
he
all
died.
be tried for murder. All of them.
Okay.
Just like, they'll try everyone in the car for murder, even if, someone got in the car after they did something and the other people in the car were innocent. It doesn't make you innocent because I feel like they were there. They saw what was happening.
Mm-hmm.
They then the I saw something about this that makes it real crazy. Like there, I don't know where I saw it somewhere online where it was talking about how like most of the time when this type of stuff happens, it's like a split second or a couple seconds. This
This was
was like,
5 minutes. This was 5 minutes.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
like most of
You saw
time where
someone dying. Someone died while your knee was on their neck.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like normally, not normally, as sick as it sounds, normally when this type of stuff happens, it's the cop made a split second decision and feared
Yeah.
for their life. They're always in fucking fear.
Yeah.
But but this was like a long thing. So I feel like it's premeditated murder, and I feel like they should all be tried for that.
And that's, it's just like you said, it's kind of funny, but it's sickening at the same time that, we bring into this context of people of fear. And, speaking on the looting and riots, I see some people, saying that's not the way to handle this happening. In all
How do you
honesty,
tell someone how to handle their anger?
exactly. And for me, it's like,
right. I don't think it's right because stealing is stealing.
no,
But at
fuck
the
that.
same time,
I don't even want to talk about that. I say fuck whoever says that. Fuck whoever, talks about looting, talks about people rioting. No, we shouldn't even be speaking on that. Whoever says that, you just prove which side are you on. You should see this as a situation where someone was murdered. Don't talk to people just didn't go start looting and rioting for no reason. Okay, let's not even focus on that. Let's focus on a guy. No life is worth any amount of money. No life is worth no damage, anything. And whoever just brings it to the point like, oh, you want to skip over the fact that someone was killed and you want to support these cops. And, the people that say, oh, our cops are bad. Like, no, don't say that after someone just got their head kneeled on for 5 minutes and was killed. It makes me, it makes me, and I told you this the other day in this morning, where it's just like, if I was there, I would have done something to that cop. I couldn't have just stood there and just see someone get their head kneeled on. And I don't know what would have happened to me, but I could not have seen that happen and just stood there and just let someone die like that. I don't care who it was. That's not okay. And to speak on something else when this has happened, you want to talk about people, how you can't tell people how to react when something happens. People react differently, and that's not the focus. The focus is that someone got killed for no reason. How do you think we move on from this? How do you think this thing should be solved? What would you tell people that, especially, I say Black men, brown people, people that are, wrongly scrutinized by members of authority? There's people that are here to protect and serve. How do you tell someone what is the best thing for them to do to avoid these type of situations?
well, I think they should get out of the States.
How you
I
know
know that sounds, but until like that older generation dies off and even their offspring die off because they taught all that to their kids, like until they've kind of died off, there's not going to be a large voice for the brown community, like it's just not, because they're the ones in power, they're the ones to make all the decisions, they're the ones in all the Congress and everything.
But it doesn't even speak on that. Like, this is not even a law thing. I understand what you're saying because this systemic attitude and approach to a certain demographic of people has been passed down. We look at 3 generations ago. We look at people in society, their families might have been lawyers, doctors, owner of a business. 3 generations ago, my grandfather was a slave. And those, just like you passed down a recipe in a family, Ideas and thoughts are passed down through people. So we can't just say, oh, that blueberry pie that you like, or that apple pie and that vanilla ice cream that you like has been passed down by your great grandma. I bet your great grandma has passed down some other things and they might not even know it. And we have to understand the nature, the fabric, even speaking on a bigger scale of the violent attitude that America, the United States was established on. That in itself is not a positive place for people that look like me. One of the most problem, you kind of touched on it, and you knew I was going to say this, so I know you beat me to it. But like, I would encourage, the best thing that the USA has done for me is it has given me a passport that is good around the world. I would encourage people to leave. Don't get stuck in a place that doesn't benefit you. And it's like, why am I going to be in a place where the educational system, the housing systems, the things that are established in the country are not made for people like me. And there's so many intangible reasonings that is not focused on. So it's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to deal with. How do you think this can be prevented? How can those people that still live in the United States, what would you say to someone that is, white, or someone that, not even white, someone that just, because you can be anything. You can be Latino, you can be Hispanic, and this doesn't reach you. Or you can be someone that is Black and you don't agree, or you kind of see this differently than, the way that I see it. What would you tell them, or what can they do? Because I think at the end of the day, most people feel like it's not okay to just kill someone. So what would you tell those people to do?
I would tell them to try to petition and try to make changes in their own communities.
How do you do that?
By going to your town halls, like writing to your police chief, like figuring out with the commissioner, like ways around what's currently happening.
But like in reality, Evie, not everybody has the wherewithal, has the awareness, knows the steps. Half of people can't even get at the damn college. They don't know how to look up a college. They don't know how to, apply for college. Shoot, I didn't know what a FAFSA was until I got to college. So how are you going to tell someone to, like, if you got something wrong, go to your town hall? What if the people don't feel comfortable by doing that? We said leaving the States, but we got to think like a lot of people don't have, and they're the most susceptible to this. They're the people that live in these environments where, they already profiled. And how can you tell them what is the best actions for them?
I think they should try to collect, like, within themselves, within that community, they should try to correct their own, like police themselves, like kind of like be accountable for each other so that they don't have to rely on the actual police. And so that when the bad police come, things like this don't happen.
I feel you. So you're saying people should, be more aware of their surroundings, and, I definitely agree with what you're saying. And that just, that approach is, getting to socioeconomic and sociology. And I know you don't want to go there. I could rant on this for hours, but it's just like, it goes to so many things. I suggest everyone that wants to, use I hear this one a lot. Oh yeah, they got a Black dude got killed by a cop, but they killing Black people are killing each other in Chicago, or they're killing each other in New York. And, you know, I suggest everyone that, you know, says that or even brings that up, go read a book called Willie Lynch, The Making of a Slave. And, you know, spend some time studying sociology and spend some time studying psychology. And, you know, I always live by this. I might not agree with someone, but to have understanding puts you in a better place to approach and rectify a situation. And it's totally disturbing that anyone would even approach these situations with, you know, a response like, you know, well, people are getting killed, or, you know, people are looting, or, you know, this and that. No, I would tell anyone that's is possibly, you know, can be a victim of this, hold people accountable. You know, like Evie said, hold each other accountable, hold your coworkers, bring your phones out. This stuff has been happening for a long time. Bring your phones out. Remain calm in situations, as hard as it may be, but hold people accountable. You saw the lady over in Central Park the other day, where the dude just told her can you put a leash on your dog? And her first response was, oh, I have a black man. That's a trigger word in America. A black man is bothering me. You know, that shouldn't be a trigger word for people to pay attention. So it's like, hold people accountable. If people are discriminated against you, bring your cameras out, hold them accountable. Hold your coworkers, hold your family, hold everyone around you, your neighbors, hold them accountable. Hold them accountable for what's going on, so this can start to get better. You know, I know it's a long path. You know, it's nothing that's going to get solved overnight until the nature, the you know, the ideologies that are ingrained in the USA, until that starts to shift. And it sucks. And you kind of said it, Evie. You said until some people die, and it sucks. But some people are going to have to just remove themselves. And I'm not, you know, there's no way promoting, that's not violence. That's just like when those ideologies are pushed out the way. You know what I'm saying? Our generation has it a little bit more. We got a lot of great people in our generation. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you know, it's time for those people to hang it up. We're not for that no more. You got anything else to say?
I think they should go through more more checks with police officers. I feel like a lot of police officers have just huge egos and they don't deserve to wear a badge. And I feel like their ego gets in the way of things.
Mm-hmm.
And because they feel intimidated,
Mm-hmm.
they feel like they overdo it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they get into situations where they're hurting people and killing people. But it's not because necessarily it's because they shouldn't have ever worn a badge or been given a gun.
Yeah.
Egos and a badge do not go together.
No.
And there are too many police officers with huge egos.
You know, that's crazy. I heard someone talking about that today. I was listening to some podcasts. You know, I heard this dude talking about that too. It's just like, who the hell are these dudes as police officers? Who the hell are these people? You know what I'm saying? Who the hell gives these people the privilege to uphold the law? That you get to make decisions for people. You know, power is a crazy thing. And when you have power, you should use it very wisely because you have the power. You know what I'm saying? And it's, you're right. You know, I don't know what that looks like as far as checks for police officers and, you know, and what that entails. But I think that would also be a start for it, is just that these people need to, you know, because if the law is that, you know, police officers can use force when necessary, you can't have a you can't have a decision be made based off of personal feelings or biases, because what scares me might not scare someone else, and what intimidates someone else might not intimidate me. You know what I'm saying? So it can't be when you feel threatened or when you feel your life is in danger, you are able and are capable of taking someone's life. That's not cool. Because when someone gets on the phone and their first words are, a black man is talking to me, that's not okay. That's not okay for you to be scared just because a black man is talking to you. I'm sorry. And he looked threatening. What the hell does that mean? So I agree with you. It needs to start there. What would you tell your son? Your son was 14, 15 years old, and he was, in high school. He was going out with some friends. He was going to, a party that night, and, he's about to go, or he called you and said, Mom, I got pulled over by the police. What would you tell him to do?
My 14, 15-year-old probably would not be living in the States. So
Okay,
I would say, what did you do?
No, he's living in the States. He's in South Tacoma, and he got pulled over by the police, and he got pulled over, and he said, he called me like, Mom, I'm getting pulled over by the police right now. What are you telling him to do?
I would tell him to stay as calm as possible, and I would rush and race over there.
Okay. I'll tell him to roll down all the windows, ask the cop if he can get out the car and just get naked and lay on the ground. To show him that to show him he ain't got nothing. You got to make me uncomfortable. If you're going to make me uncomfortable, I'm going to make you uncomfortable. Right? Nah, it's just going to pull out your feet. It's crazy to think, man. It's scary. It's, yeah. There needs to be some change. Anything else to wrap it up?
I would say I'm not a fan of people not understanding the hurt that people feel and judging them for their hurt.
Yeah.
That's the only thing. I see a lot of stuff on social media and stuff. People just speaking out their butts. And it's just like, you don't know what it's like. And if you don't know what it's like, shut up. You haven't seen it. If you haven't experienced it, you don't know how these people feel, the people that are looting. You don't know. You've never had a gun pointed at your head just for getting pulled over. If you don't know what that is, if you don't know, if you haven't been, within minutes of dying at the hands of a cop, you don't understand what it's like. So just shut up.
I think that's well said. All right, We're done. Thank you. Keep your quarantining. Go back home. I'll see you in some time. All right?
Adios.